Yes, yes, people. Welcome back to Beijing Reds TV for a special series that we're going to do called the Spotlight Series, where we're going to cover one-on-one with fellow Liverpool content creators from across the pond, the ocean, the rivers, whatever you call it. We got our first episode today with Tushin from American Scouser TV in the US. Yes, they are Americans. Yes, they are good people. So we're going to do a full one-on-one, probably about an hour here, and then we're going to have much more to come. This will be an ongoing series. And as you can see, in the goals, we have 5 super chats as a goal. If we can hit that tonight, we're going to bring out some more special series and so forth, where we'll do with some other content creators and bring some fresh content to the people then. So big up to everyone. Make sure you smash those likes. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, there is in the description, there is the link for American Scouser and their channel. Just click on that. Head on over there and click on their subscribe button with the notification bell. And then come right back into the stream. We want to get them past 1,000. They're at 997 right now. And we want to get them over 1,000 within the first 5 to 10 minutes of this stream, people. So head on out, hit the subscribe, and then we go. So let's bring in the man of the hour. My friend, how are you?
Pretty good, man. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
I'm very, very, very good. I'm very good. So, bud, we're doing this thing. We're doing this thing.
It's very brave of you to start a series with us, by the way. So kudos to you. I don't know. You'll find out.
Nah. Listen, I am a bit of a rebel. I'm a disruptor, so I like a little bit of controversy. You know what I mean? It's all good. But hey, people love the Americans, man. I don't know. I think that's just a bad stigma, to be honest.
It's a bad stigma, actually. The funny thing, I'm actually Turkish. I'm not even American. And honestly, like a lot of our contributors are not all American, because obviously, like soccer is more like a world thing. So a lot of people here are, either they are not from the US, or even though they are the US, they have very strong ties to Europe and stuff like that. We have a couple of Scousers on our channel and stuff like that as well. So it's kind of like a mixed thing. Mm-hmm. And when we came up with the name, I did not realize the Sigma would be this strong, to be honest with you, to be fair. But after a while, I even contemplated changing it. But after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm keeping it for spite at this point. So that's why we kept the name all over these years.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, I actually like the name. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the name. It kind of falls like what we represent. So myself and Pops and Crab, we all born and raised in Barbados. We're all friends for many, many years. And we're diehard Liverpool fans. And when we decided, yeah, we're gonna start this up, we said, you know what? We're gonna call it Beijing, but we can go Reds. We could have gone Beijing Scousers, but we did Beijing Reds and the TV. So it worked. I mean, it's helped. And a lot of people don't know where Barbados is on the map, but it's us to push out the island further. And kudos to you to be doing that, because there's a lot of content creators in the US, I'm sure, but not a lot cover football, as we would call it. I don't like calling it soccer, to be honest. I like calling it by its true name, football. I think the one that plays in the US is the fake football. That should be more called handball more than anything else.
Yes, right? I know. Don't get me started on that. Yeah.
But American Scouser TV, man, give us a backstory. Let us know how when you guys decided to start it up, what happened? Is there something specific that triggered it? We want to hear.
I'll give you, when you're my age, it's kind of hard to give a short history, but I'm originally from Turkey. Like I said, I'm from like Istanbul, born and raised there. I went to like high school and all that kind of stuff there. And actually, well, this guy right here, my grandfather, Esat Kaner, is like one of Fenerbahce's all-time like top players. And so, if you go to Wiki right now, his actually photo is on Fenerbahce and stuff like that. So grew up a Fenerbahce fan, probably got introduced to Liverpool 84, I guess. Spaghetti Legs is the first time as a kid I saw that. And that's like when I first kind of started watching it. I went to London for college, and my best buddy was a Liverpool fan too. and that's how we kind of like we're like, oh man, and yeah, it was a bit difficult to understand in the beginning. I was like, Daniel, you got to slow the hell down, man, because I don't understand what you're saying sometimes and stuff. But over time, like that's when I think I learned more about the club. I mean, when you're international and when you're looking from far away, you're just supporting a team, but you don't fully understand the culture, the history, the politics, the history of the city and the story of the city and stuff like that. So as I learned more, I loved it more. Then I came to the US to finish college. And when you're over here, soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, you're in the very, very small minority. I mean, you can't do that, for example, back home where you don't watch a game, you record it, and you're going to go home and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to find out the freaking score. There's no way, right? You could do it over here easily. There was nobody. I had like one Polish dude who worked with me who follows soccer. Nobody else did at work. But after a while, I was like, man, there has to be other people like me who like follow the sports, like Liverpool. It'd be nice to, like get together or talk about it and stuff, because you really didn't have many people to talk about the sport, about the club and stuff. So I kind of started, it's probably been like 6-7 years now. It was only like a couple of us were like, we'll make a website and then we'll see if we can get people together. I'm sure there are other people like us out there. It kind of slowly grew, and then I found out all these other groups on social media that are like local groups that meet together, like the official supporter clubs and stuff like that. But I started a podcast. I tried to avoid the video thing as long as possible because I didn't want to subject people to seeing me and others on video. Times change, video becomes the thing. So we started the YouTube channel probably in like a year and a half or so now, but it's been an awesome community, man. I'm like extremely proud of how it's kind of come together and what it is now. Kind of like constantly fighting the stigma, teaching a lot of people about the club, because there's a lot of like newer fans that might not know about the history and stuff like that. So it's been like fun to kind of get people more sucked into Liverpool and not just like watching the team, but actually loving the club kind of thing. So it's been a nice ride. I really enjoy the community, our contributors. Good times. I mean, we were talking about it right before we went on air. Sometimes it's like a thankless gig doing this stuff. Anybody who does content regularly knows. But it's like what keeps me going is like the fact that the community, we are there for each other. We support each other. And there's people who talk to. I mean, we're basically become virtual friends through the love of the club, and everybody contributes in their own way to grow the channel. I mean, we're all volunteers, so it's been fun. I really enjoy it.
Nice. I said we will get you to 1,000 in 10 minutes. So you're at 997 people. Everyone in the chat who hasn't subscribed, hit the link in the description and let's get it to 1,000. That's 3 subs. Come on, people. Come on. So when did you first fall in love with the club? What was that? You mentioned 1984.
Yeah, I think the first time I watched it was like the Gorbel or the Spaghetti Legs, right? Like I remember that as a kid. I'm that freaking old. So I remember watching that as a kid. But like I say, at that time, you don't get a lot of international games. Whenever Liverpool is on, it's usually finals and stuff like that, especially back in Turkey. So, yeah. But as I kind of grew more, and that was when I came to college to London. And that's when I really fell in love. I really started following every single thing that was happening and stuff like that, because you find out a lot more about the club, and the city. And that's what's really the bigger attraction. I mean, yeah, you see, as a kid, I think you like players and stuff like that, right? But as you get older, you kind of like almost like want more to come out of that. And I think as I learned more about the club, I was at that perfect age, being able to understand the significance of a lot of things. And that's pretty much when I fell in love. So we're talking maybe like 94, 95, somewhere around there.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm like you. I mean, growing up in the Caribbean, we never saw Liverpool unless it was a final.
Yep.
That's the only time you saw it. So yeah, I was watching, what was it? My first exposure to Liverpool was FA Cup final when we lost to Wimbledon.
Really? Okay.
That was the first time I watched Liverpool play. I mean, and I fell in love with the team from then. And then every time I got an opportunity to watch the game, I watched the team. And then slowly it grew and grew and grew. That's awesome. That's good. So how often do you guys stream? Like, how often do you look to put out content? Do you try to do daily stuff? I noticed that you do stuff on like Instagram or social media front, which we don't do at all. But how has that been?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it all started with a website. So we have the website, we have people who are just like writers, and I mean, it's not like monetized or anything like that. We didn't want a website where you go and like 85 pop-ups come out, and there's no clickbait stuff. It's all like actual articles being written by actual writers. In the beginning, even people like me were writing who had no business writing. So now we have people who are actual like writers. Some of these guys are like professors and stuff, way above my pay grade, who are like writing for the website. So with that, with social media, so we share all that stuff on social media as well. For the YouTube side of things, I mean, it's almost every day, I would say. I mean, I run morning show on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We call it like a morning coffee or tea,
Yeah.
American Scouser. And then Monday night podcast is our podcast that we actually just passed our 300th episode. That's been one that's gone along all this time. And it's
Wow,
on
300.
Monday nights, our Central Time, 7 over here every time. We also do a Premier League show that usually airs on Tuesday. And I have started, like, we started a panel show, which I really enjoy. It's a Premier League panel show where we have fans from different teams like Chelsea, Brentford, Fulham, Tottenham, and stuff, all here in the US. I mean, some of them are from the ocean, other side of the ocean originally, but they are here. And then, we talk. It's interesting to see and hear perspective from like other clubs, because we see everything with red tinted glasses, right? So it's kind of cool to get that perspective. And obviously we have another Thursday night podcast that another different trio does, and we do the pre-match, post-match, and all that kind of stuff. And we post clips and shorts and stuff like that from these shows throughout the week. So definitely like a lot of content. And what I like is it's all different content. So if anybody is watching right now, hopefully you do subscribe and you watch a show and you're like, this is not my thing, make sure you watch another show, because that might be your thing. Because based on who's hosting and the format and the people involved and stuff like that, each show is different. I know there are people who regularly watch the morning show or regularly to watch the Monday podcast because they like the characters. I mean, let's face it, like you're a solo dude. It's basically when people are watching because they like you one way or the other, right? I mean, that's why they tune in. They like what you say, or they like how you carry yourself and stuff like that. When you have a channel, I think that different shows attract different crowds because different personalities attract different crowds.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Where would you like to see? Do you guys have goals for your channel? What do you would like to see yourself in the next year?
We wanted to do. I mean, the biggest goal was 1,000 by Christmas, and so hopefully we will get there. Hopefully we'll get there before we go off on air today. But honestly, long run, it's just like as far as it goes. I never started this thing with any like specific goal in mind. We do want to grow because we really enjoy doing it, and I think when you have growth, you see almost like your work paying off. I mean, like we're putting so much into it, and we're all volunteers. And I have no, ultimate goals of monetizing or anything like that. Because let's face it, if we really wanted to, I mean, you're on the same boat. There are a lot of channels who start with that goal in mind, and that's what they do, right? I mean, like they have a website with like 55 pop-ups, like you can't even get to the article, or they put titles that are just clicks, and it's not even an article; it's a paragraph. Split it into like 8 sentences between 15 ads and stuff like that. And they do videos where they just yell and scream, even though it's just an act and stuff like that. So there are a lot of I just don't want any of that. I just want us to be ourselves, have fun, talk the sports, talk Liverpool, talk Premier League, and then whoever watches. And as we keep growing, I mean, yeah, I will definitely like it to grow more and more and more, but that's more for, first of all, growing the community, because it's been really fun to watch this community slowly grow. And also, like I say, seeing your effort pay off, I think is like the biggest thing, because so many people put so much time into this.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them being rewarded as well. So
yeah, no, I agree 100%. Yeah, 100%. I agree. That's the way to approach it, in my opinion. There are creators out there that just say stuff and wild stuff just to get clicks on video and likes and views, and then they grow that way. And then there are ones that talk sensibly and speak. They're passionate about it, but speak speak their mind, even if it might not be the popular thing for everyone, which is fine. And then there's others that are just on the other end of the spectrum. They're just all positive, right? So
yeah,
and that's their lane and where they want to be, which is good, and it helps with them. Liverpool 12th man, for example, is very, very positive. Like he is.
Yes, he is.
Too positive sometimes. That's why I call him the football romantic. But big up to 12th man. Yeah, so yeah, it is a challenge, obviously. But if you're doing it for fun and you're doing it for the right reasons, you will organically grow. And the community is so good that we all support and prop each other up to help each other out each and every time, and to push each other's channels and to be constructive. And also we can have debate. Some of us may not agree on everything, but debate is good. I think it's healthy, especially when it comes to the club and the amount of things that we see and don't see when it comes to Liverpool. Yeah, I think organically is all good. Are you doing a stream? You're doing streams this weekend, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, we do a pre and post like for every game, basically. And then I'm hoping like in this new year, trying to do like more short videos, like more like a reaction videos to not only games, but just general news coming out and stuff like that. Because I think sometimes it's a lot easier to introduce yourself in some ways with a 2-3 minute video, because sometimes people click and we're like, I'm gonna listen to this dude for an hour, so it's like probably not. But I think if they listen to you a couple of times, 3 minutes, because that goes back to the name, right? I mean, it is difficult. I mean, Morton is right in that sense. To be able to connect and get people like you, for example, or people from the UK on that channel, is because like automatic 6 to 8 hour difference.
Yeah, 5 hours for me.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest battle usually happens, I think, because of the name. And I think that's when I say spite is I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go the more difficult route. Because I think when people see that, they automatically assume nobody's going to know what we're talking about. I've had contributors, actual Scousers or people from the UK join us. And then afterwards say, man, I'll be honest, I didn't think you guys would be knowing what you're talking about when you get. Hey, I'll be honest, I will raise my hand. And I know when I came here to play, because I was, I was playing in England, and then I came over here to play further in college. And when I first hit that practice, I was like, yeah, this is going to be like playing with 8-year-olds. I honestly thought that. I was like, this is going to be cake, Then I was like, holy shit, these guys are pretty good. Like, just didn't feel like that. So I think there is that assumption that the sport is not known over here. And I get it. It's probably the same as Scouser making a podcast about American football. And, an American is going to listen to that with like one eye open and be like, let's see if this guy knows what he's talking about, kind of thing. So you do automatically get that. I think that's like a big challenge. But I think when people give it a few minutes, they realize that everybody involved with the channel, at least everybody on camera, we were talking about that before it went on air. I think people who feel comfortable talking in front of the camera have an opinion and know about the game. We do have some people who are new to the sport, which is totally cool. And that's what I really want. That's why I really wanted the site. I wanted more people who were like, what is this Liverpool thing that you speak of, kind of a deal, and kind of like get sucked more into the club. They might not know enough about the game to come on air and give an opinion, which is totally cool. But I think most of the people we have on air have either played the game or watched it for decades and stuff like that and are very knowledgeable. But getting that opportunity in the beginning is always a challenge when it's in your name. Because I think the whole American thing, if it was Turkish Scouser, if I made a channel that was Turkish Scouser, I don't think I would get as much of a backlash. But I think you automatically get it. And honestly, I mean, some of it, I know like the American people in the channel don't like it when I say this. It's because Americans have over the years really poo-pooed soccer or football. So like when you do that, well, this is what comes with that. You almost have to earn your way back in terms of being considered knowledgeable and interested about the sport.
Why do you think that because of that, you really think is why you got the American has a negative thing?
I think you don't think so. Like why do you think, like when you look at it from outside, why do you
don't think anything of it, but I think it's
really?
a Scouser it's a football channel that's done by Americans. That's how I look at it. I don't look at anything any different than that. I think people are very judgmental on what they do or what they say before they actually give anything an actual shot.
Yeah.
So, you know, like you say, you've got Scousers on your channel. We don't have no Scousers on our channel. Right. So you're one up there on us. Right. They're in the city. I've never been to Anfield. I can't wait to the day. I mean, I drove all the way to Philadelphia this summer to watch them play in Philly for the preseason game, which was fun. Got to meet Fozzie in person.
Nice.
And 12th man. We all, but that was the closest or the quickest, easiest way for me to get to see the team. Because let's be honest, the playing fares aren't cheap.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you.
And then you go look for accommodation too.
There is a couple of things. I think there is some gatekeeping that happens, right? In some ways, a lot of, and I kind of get this, kind of don't. But there are some fans who almost don't want it to be too globalized. They're like, this is our club kind of a thing. So, I mean, I'll tell you this, for example, when I first came up with the name, I wanted a name that Liverpool fans would be like, I know what that is, right? I mean, if I go out in the street right now, and I mean, there are people where I give my email address who, you know, don't have anything to do with football and stuff, and they're like, what? Spell that? Because they don't know what it means. They don't know what it is. I wanted something that when I said it or when somebody read it, they were like, this has to be something to do with Liverpool or something, you know, like, or, you know, or Everton, I guess, but like they would know it has to do with the city or whatever. And I wanted that. So I, you know, instead of doing something like LFC in USA or something like that, you know, like I didn't want something too generic. I wanted something that when you see it, you kind of get the feel of it. The hate we got, because everybody assumed without even thinking, it goes back to what you're saying, without even thinking about why or whatever. Everybody's like, you guys don't know what that means. Yeah. Like I was told for months and years, you can't be an American and a Scouser at the same time, which I realize that, but these are the same people who started calling Costas the Greek Scouser 6 months after he came to Liverpool. And that, you know what I mean? So,
fair point. Fair point.
You get that, but I think the automatic, I think part of it is like the old ownership with like Gillette and Hicks. There's an automatic, I mean, especially for Liverpool fans, there's always like a going, right?
That was a dark time for us.
Yes, and I think that's part of it. But the other part I really of it is like over time, and it still is, like, you know, it's like the stepchild of pro sports over here, like Major League Soccer is. There's like this thing that, you know, Americans were almost like too good for the sports. Oh, now you guys want in, kind of a thing, you know, like there's a little bit of defensiveness there. But like I say, you just got to kind of fight through it, and hopefully people give it, you know, like 30 seconds and a minute. So that's why I think those shorts really help, because you hear it once, you hear it twice, and you're like, okay, wait, these guys actually do know what they're talking about. And then once they start following, they're going to know what we're talking about. So, and you might not agree with it. I mean, when we have so many people, there's so many different opinions, which I think makes it cool. You might love Nunez. I might think we should do better. You might like this guy. I might think not. You know what I mean? And it's good. It's not fun, actually, if everybody agrees on everything, because then it becomes really dull.
Agreed. I agree 100%. You are now one sub away from 1,000, my friend.
Let's make this happen.
It will happen. It will happen. That is for sure. Everyone, the description to American Scouser's channel is in the link to the description is in our descriptions. Just click on that. It takes you over there, hit the sub, and come right back. So this weekend we've got Spurs. Spurs won today at 4-2. What would you like to see? Obviously, you're going to say you want to see a win. Obviously, you don't want to see no draw. Do you think we can pull out a win?
I think so. It's just like you never know which Spurs are going to show up. They even change clothes. Like it's almost like they even like become different teams throughout like a single game, you know? So it's kind of one of those deals. It was good that they played today, and they played a game where they had to kind of battle longer. When it became 3-0 that early, I was like, damn it, now they're going to rotate and sub and stuff like that. So it was good that, you know, Forster brought United back into the game and stuff like that. So they had to run around some more. I love what we did midweek. because we needed to get some rest on legs of Gravenberg and Szoboszlai and Mo and Diaz and Van Dijk and all those guys, still be able to win and advance while you're resting those guys. That's, I think, what gives me hope. You know you're going to score against Spurs.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, play solid D and run in midfield. And when you have fresh legs in midfield, I think we can do that and get like a win. That's what I'm really hoping.
Here's a fun fact. Scouse is a stew originating from a Norwegian lapskaus eaten by sailors. Interesting.
I didn't know it had a Norwegian connection, actually. I did not know that either.
Yeah, because when the Vikings, if you look back at history, when the Vikings invaded England, they came in from the north, right?
Yeah.
So
Assassin's Creed, baby. If you play the game, you just
yeah. I've pretty much played every single one. I like the storylines. They were actually pretty cool. It taught you a little bit about history. You know what I mean? Taught you a little bit about history.
Yeah, just a little. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that's why we literally had to put a description. There's a whole article on our website, if you go to AmericanScouser.com, about why, we chose the name. And, we know it's almost like we had to say, like, we know what it means and we know where it comes from, but this is why we kind of like chose it, kind of a deal.
Yeah. Oh, from the Norwegian fishermen, but yeah. It's still part of the Viking ancestry, so same thing.
Those guys were not in the game.
any stew, Morton, is probably delicious. It probably involves seafood in there, I would assume. You can let us know what's in it, Morton. That's interesting. I love food, so I would try it, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen it. I never had it. Seen it there. Not like I'm not big on like the type of food, I guess, more than anything else. But hey, like you say, gotta feed this beast somehow, so I'll try it. What the hell?
Oh my God. Well, you're a pizza, a Chicago deep dish pizza?
I just had pizza for lunch, actually. Funny you mentioned that.
Funny enough, I've never had a deep dish before.
I'm not a big fan of deep dish, to be honest with you. People over here will hate it, but I tell them I prefer New York style over a deep dish. It's just easier to freaking eat. There's so many different types in the US, man. Like, I didn't realize till I came over here. I was like, holy cow, you guys really knocked the hell out of pizza over here. But what do they call that? It's not pub style, it's tavern style, I think is what they call it. That's probably my favorite, where it's a happy medium. It's not like paper, but it's not like 6 inches deep either, so you can eat it easily without a knife and a fork and stuff.
Yeah, I think that deep dish is way too doughy for me. I like the traditional Italian way of doing it with the wood oven stove pizza oven.
Or you can go to Turkish pizza, the lahmacun stuff. You have had to try that.
Never tried that. Yeah. I've had Turkish food before, but I've never had Turkish pizza before.
Yeah, and they call it Turkish pizza because it's very similar in terms of context and stuff like that. But yeah, if anybody's in the audience in the UK, I guarantee you they've tried it. They tried Euro and they probably tried the lahmacun thing because it's a must-have. Making me hungry. It's not even dinner time yet, but
well, I had dinner already, so I'm good. I'm good myself. What do you transfer window in January? You think you seeing anyone? You think you're seeing we bringing in anyone in January? What's your thoughts on that? Or you think we're going to just stay status quo?
I think we're gonna do one or two. I know, like, anytime there's I hate transfer windows. I really do.
I do too.
Because like the contract holding transfer, I know we have to do it all the time, but I just like this. Definitely not my favorite part. I rather talk tactics and all that kind of stuff. But I think we will do one or two. Man, Morton is like an encyclopedia of food over here.
I know. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think we will do. I hope we do one or two. I know people have like a long ass shopping list, but I think you do not mess with the chemistry of a team and bring way too many people in. Looking at this last game, and I know, like, Endo played well, and I know like Slut praised him and stuff like that, but I still think you need one more player over there. I mean, whether it's Zubimendi or somebody like that you can rotate, so it's not just McAllister or Gravenberg and then occasionally Jones in there. So I think you need one more player there. And I know there's a lot of talk. I would love to get somebody who can actually play left back and right back in an ideal world. But definitely left back, I think. And not because I think because Robertson is not the same Robertson who can play every 3 days. I think like I have high hopes, and I think he will start against Spurs this Sunday. But I have high hopes for Robertson, who had a week's rest, as opposed to, I mean, it's age catches up with all of us. So, you know, I don't think it's the same Robertson who can bomb back and forth and run as much and do everything you need him to every 3 days anymore. But I think, but I'm against people who are already taking him out and like shooting him like he's like a horse with a broken leg or something too, because he had like 2 poor games. So in an ideal world, I would rather have like a younger left back sign. I mean, I know everybody talks Carcas. The thing is, I don't think we know what Slot wants from his right back and left back. He's playing the way he is now because this is what he has. We don't know what he really wants. Is Carcas really his type of left back? We have no idea. But age-wise, I think I would rather have somebody like that. That's going to be the future, and have Robertson be able to rotate more, and you can select who to start based on the opposition you play. But I think that's about it. I think things are going well. You don't rock the boat. More than the boat, you don't rock the locker room in a situation like this, because I don't think people understand the behind the scenes. This is not FIFA where you can just put the guy on the side and then he's okay sitting there. You got to be able to keep everybody happy at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kirkes really is a possibility. I just don't know if Bournemouth sell him in January, because they're playing extremely well. I don't know if they want to disrupt their team. I mean, I can't remember where they are in the standings. Do you remember where Bournemouth is?
They're somewhere in the middle. I did see a rumor earlier, a few days ago, that they're looking at like a left back from Argentina.
Okay, so a
bring over. That was kind of like a tease. You're like, I wonder if there's a replacement kind of a thing. So the Hughes connection is what kind of makes me hopeful about that whole Kirkes thing, because he's the one who brought him to Bournemouth in the first place. So hoping he can lure him over our way. But you might be right. I think there's like they're
in 6. They're in 6.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're 2 points behind Man City.
Good times. The best of times.
Big up, Dale. Hey, Dale, do me a favor. Go in the description, and you're going to see the link for American Scouts TV. Click on that and go and give them a sub. They're 1 away from 1,000 subs. Let's get them that. Appreciate that.
999.
Appreciate the comments too, Dale. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming on. You've been rocking with us consistently since you've found the channel, which is awesome. I honestly, for the summer, not for the summer, for January, I agree. 1-2 players. Ideally for me, if they can't get Kirkes, and Bournemouth want to keep him until summer, and then he can come, right? If we can get a left-sided center back, ideally, I would take that, because then he can play. Then we can go to an option of having a back 3 at times as well, right? And then you have Konate, Virgil, left side center back. You know what I mean? And then we can have 5. We can go a 3-5. You know, change it up. Have 2 wing backs instead. Push Trent
like
a little bit.
Gomez-like guy, but on the left.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Exactly. So, and then I think we need cover in the midfield. There we go. You got to get it. You are
all right.
Subscribers, my friend.
Dale, you might be the winner of the 1,000 subscriber, man. I'll tell you what.
He is the 1,000 subscriber. Yeah, that is. Big up, Dale. And for that, my friend, you have to get the congrats video. So hold on. Congrats to you and your team and your channel. Yes, yes,
Thank you, man.
yes.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Hey, man, this honestly, like having something like this says a lot about you and your guys' channel because that's what I like about this. Like, there are a lot of channels like us who are more of like a community. The channels themselves are a community. Everybody kind of supports each other, hops on each other's feeds, comments, likes, and all that kind of stuff, as opposed to people trying to like pull each other down to climb up and stuff like that. That's what I really like about channels like yourself. There's quite a few. There's quite a few channels
There
like
is.
that. That's awesome to see. That is awesome to see.
Yeah, congrats, man. Hope that's the 1K, and now we want to get you to 2K. That's the next milestone to get to. For anyone that's watching us right now, we ourselves are one sub away from 4,200, which we wanted to get to before Christmas. So if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well and get us to that 4,200. So a left center back would be ideal for me, and probably someone else as a boost in midfield. Because we got Chiesa that hopefully Angel thinks that he'll be ready mid-January, like fully to fitness February. Luckily, January we don't have many games to play, so that could help, and he gets more repetition in his legs and get his fitness up. But I think a midfield is cover as well. Across the front, we've got 6 for cover up there, which is what pops ideally. Oh, Arsenal, Liverpool, semis.
I was actually about to look at that. That's what I was trying to pull. That's the one I did not want, to be honest with you.
I don't even care because I just want to smash them all day, every day. So Dale, tell me, where is it starting? At Anfield or at the Emirates? That is the question.
I can tell you. Let's see. Yeah, that's interesting.
That is the question.
Yeah, because that does make a big difference. I mean, the fact that it's two, like, I mean, let's face it, this is probably going to be more of a who has less injuries at the time, right? And who's going to be able to feel, because you would think both teams, unless Arsenal is really out of it at that time, in like 2-3 weeks over here, if they lose more points and stuff like that, where they're like, hey, we got to get trophy, because I mean, apart from those famous charity shields or community shields, Arteta doesn't have a lot going for him. So, they would start their starters, whereas we might not be able to or might not want to. So,
yes. So Arsenal has Liverpool and Newcastle has Spurs. Interesting.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, in terms of matchups, we were talking yesterday, we're ranking like who we want. I think I put Arsenal on the bottom, but hey, it is what it is. The semifinals, you can't be too picky about who you're gonna get. So
agreed. You can't. It's gonna be quality size. I think last season in EFL Cup was probably the weakest semifinals. Because you had Fulham and that Cinderella team that was in the finals. What was it? Am I trying to remember? Oh, it's not drawn. Okay. Oh, so Dale's hoping, he's manifesting.
Man, that was a tease.
They have Arsenal. Watch us get Newcastle. Watch.
I'd be okay with that. I know going away there is tough, but I have faith.
Watch us get Newcastle. Actually, you know what? I don't want Newcastle because I can't stand Joe Linton. I think he's a rugby player. He's dangerous on the pitch. You know what? Give me Spurs or give me Arsenal. Give me Spurs or give me Arsenal, and I'm good.
I think I went Newcastle, Spurs, Arsenal. Well, basically, I was like Newcastle, Spurs, or United, Arsenal when we were talking yesterday. But yeah, like I say, it's semifinals. Just bring on whoever at that point, right?
I want Spurs just to crush their dreams, just so they have not another trophy. But then Arsenal will stink it out with Newcastle. So you know what? Give me Arsenal. Let me knock them out so there's one trophy off their list that they can't win, because they're going trophyless again this season. I do have a serious agenda against that team, to be honest. I'm not shameful to admit it, Tumishin. I'm not shameful to admit it.
They have become very unlikable. I don't know if it's like an Arteta thing or what, but there's like, I mean, Jesus, I hate his whiny face all the way from City. So they brought him over there. Havertz is just like a bully who, runs away the moment you respond back to him, kind of a bully. And Arteta's Lego head just annoyed these guys. So I'll just anybody
is
but
that
those guys.
is that draw life? Hold on, let's go on.
It is live right now. I thought it was supposed to happen right after the game.
I gotta
But
try. Oh, Liam, my son's telling me it's happening right now. So let me go to let me see if I can go in.
all numbers are here. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 2, Newcastle 3, Tottenham 3.
Let me go into the zone quickly. If I can get in there and see if I could watch it while we're chatting. Because I am curious.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I mean, that'd be a great trophy to win one way or the other,
I want all of them. Oh, Spurs versus Liverpool.
It is
Arsenal versus Newcastle.
I'll take that. I'm okay. I like that's especially on a 2-leg. They can't get 2 games back to back good from Spurs, so you're gonna get one bad Spurs at least guaranteed.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. Very, very true. You do have a point there.
And I'm not as afraid of going to play Spurs away. St. James Park is a lot tougher place to go to for away than
Yes. St. James Park is a very tough arena. I agree. Dale, you didn't get your wish, bro. You've got Newcastle. But hey, I can see Arsenal-Liverpool final at Wembley.
Yes.
Just remember, though, Dale, it's red in Wembley, but not Arsenal red, Liverpool red. Just saying. Just saying. Well, you've got another show tonight. Today is Thursday, so your cruise.
The boys have it. I do the Monday shows. Mecca, our Irishman, is with Sir Z and Brian Shelton. I think tonight's going live. They go 7 Central and stuff like that. Yeah, man, gotta take days off here and there because then people get sick of. I mean, you don't want to lose subscribers. So it's hard enough to get these people in there. You don't want to lose subscribers, but we gotta get you on sometime as well. Definitely when we're doing this is probably like I have to like kind of like brag and mention this is probably like one of our proudest achievements so far. But we've done like fundraisers in the past. We did one a few years back for like the earthquake in Turkey and Syria back then.
Yeah.
But this past year we did a 24-hour podathon, and this is going to be an annual thing. Now we're going to do it again next year, probably. Like we usually do it right before the season starts. I say we usually, but this is going to be the second time. We did a 24-hour podathon. I do not recommend it. It's not good for your health, but it was basically myself, the Monday night crew, me, Paul, and Gally, and we were on air for 24 hours straight for the fundraiser. We had like an auction that we auctioned up some items that were donated. Some of them were from we did it with the Jamie Carragher Foundation, and they sent us some stuff to like do silent auction on. We had a GoFundMe, and then we had sponsors were ours and stuff like that. Some supporter clubs, some companies came in and sponsored ours. So yeah, 24 hours later, we were able to raise $5,000. We sent the Jamie Carragher Foundation like $5,000, which was pretty. And that's what I mean, like about the whole community thing. I love is like people chipping in, people sharing, people donating, telling their friends to donate who are not even Liverpool fans because they like the cause and they like what we were doing and stuff like that. So hoping to do it second time this year, but yeah, we definitely gotta get you guys on one way or the other during that, because I'll tell you what, finding content for 24 hours is not easy anyway. So we need some other people to talk.
Oh, it wouldn't be for sure. 24 hours. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, woo.
That was tough, man. I'll be honest. I thought, I'm like, that's not a big deal. How bad can it be? Yeah. We started at like noon. And then till like noon the next day. It was actually the last preseason game. Real Sociedad, maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah,
City, I can't remember who it was. But so we did a live watch along for that, talked about the game, and then did our predictions for the season on the way out, kind of a deal. But Yeah, somewhere around like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, I was like, yeah, this might not have been a great idea because you get, yeah, it's something. But hey, man, it was like very, very rewarding. It's one of the best things we've probably done. Uh, Probably got a couple of us got sick over it afterwards, but beside that, it was like really cool. I mean, to be able to raise that much money and send it over and stuff like that was really cool. More than that, like seeing so many people involved and chipping in and stuff like that was really fun. That's what I really like about it. We have like a Discord channel with our not only our contributors but some fans as well. And people over there help each other out. This guy gets the book out, people go buy his book. This one of Kazi, one of the Scouser in our crew, for example, had a baby. Before he knows it, everybody runs over to his baby shower items wish list or whatever, makes a bunch of purchases and stuff. It's like one cool community that we've done over time. That's what I really enjoy about it. So whenever things can get down, or I mean, I'm sure you get all kinds of comments and stuff like that too, that makes you think, am I doing content for this dude? I mean, I'm sure you've been there. So it's a lot easier to ignore those people now because we've done so much other cool stuff that I'm like, whatever, a jerk is going to be a jerk kind of a deal. But yeah, hopefully, thanks to you featuring us, we hit the 1,000 now too. So sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit. No, that's pretty cool. I commend you for doing that for the charity. Yeah, that's a really cool gesture. I mean, yeah, 24 hours would be pretty crazy. I'm just picturing it right now. Did Carragher get involved in any way, or is
actually he did send us like a video in the beginning, he actually says on the video, I mean, I can attach it right here if you want, but he does say in the video that he's like, it's a really interesting idea and he might take it to somewhere like some of the podcasts he's been to. I think it was Redman. Somebody had like a 12-hour one recently because they didn't want to do the 24-hour one, and I don't blame him. And then he did send us a separate video afterwards, like thanking us and stuff like that. So it was really cool. He did send us three some like autograph stuff as a thank you and stuff like that. I mean, the foundation we dealt with Mike mostly, but Jamie's freaking everywhere, man. He's doing this, he's doing that, so it's hard to catch him. But he did send us those videos, and they were really, really nice. I mean, like I say, we've done a charity before. It was with Save the Children at the time for the earthquake. And it's odd. You would think, people would be bending over backwards, but charity, there's so much like red tape and stuff like that you have to go through. They don't want to come on air, or if they come on air, they can't say this. It's just so much like stupid stuff. You're just trying to raise money for kids. That's all I care. I don't care about any of the other stuff. But that was kind of like a more challenging one, maybe because it was international. This one was easier because they were so nice and helpful, spreading the word and sending us items for the silent auction. And once people see Jamie himself involved with the video and stuff like that, obviously it gets more credibility, made our job a lot easier. And I don't think people thought, and actually when I introduced the idea, I came up with an idea while I was on vacation, because that's why I don't take a lot of vacations, because this is what I come up with. But when I told the boys, they kind of thought, I do 3 hours, you do 3 hours. I'm like, no, that makes, that's not special, like doing 3 hours at a time. What's going to make it special is we're going to suck it up for like 24 hours and be there. And yeah, I'll be honest, like they were hesitant at first, but hey, kudos to Gally and Bickler. They jumped on board. And now, like I say, we were dead afterwards, but it was so rewarding, man. Like we were already like, when are we going to do the next one? Kind of an ordeal. So
yeah. And that particular stream is up on the channel?
It is on the channel, actually, yes. So I can send you the link to that one. I mean, StreamYard, by the way, you use StreamYard as well, correct?
Yeah.
They only let you, so that if you do a 24-hour, they only let you record for 10. So we couldn't even get the second 10. Like the 24 hours is on YouTube. But we could only get to record a 10-hour version of it because that's when it maxes out, I guess, because we were going to do clips off of it and stuff like that. We actually did a video that we're going to publish, like, featuring Jamie's videos and stuff like that, and kind of like people joining in, because we had a lot of people, like, I mean, Carragher's, which is in New York, they joined, and we're actually hoping, fingers crossed, hopefully do one of these at location. Go to New York all together and do it at like Carragher's and stuff like that, because that'd be kind of cool, and hopefully we'll raise even more. But when we started, I was like, that was my goal, like $5,000, and And I don't know why, but I said, like, we got to get the $5,000. And it seemed like that's not going to happen. But you want to set a goal that's going to be almost impossible to get to, right? And yeah, nothing is impossible, man. We got there, which was really cool.
Sorry, someone was calling my house. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's really, really, really cool. I like charity, to be honest. I get involved with my family. We go out and hand out food to the homeless and stuff like that. So it's something that we try to do. It just keeps you grounded, in my opinion. And also it's good to be lending a hand and helping people in need as much as you possibly can. But yeah, kudos to you guys. And I'll definitely come in when you guys are doing that. I'll definitely come on board, and so to keep your conversations up. I'm sure Pops and Crab and Angel will all take turns and pop in so we can help make that 24 hours not as long as it actually is. Right.
It is long. It's a lot longer than you think it is, to be honest. You kind of realize it like halfway through that it's a lot longer than it is. Like I say, it dawned on me somewhere around like I say 2-3 in the morning that I was like, oh man, I don't know. Like you start almost like I was getting like dizzy and stuff. I'm like, hold on, because you can only drink so many coffees and stuff like that, as you go. But
and you got to eat.
Yeah, but then it was cool. Like we had so many contributors come on, so many sponsors come on, and then every time somebody comes, but it's, as a host, you kind of working still, but it's a lot better when at least somebody else gets to talk and stuff like that. And
yeah,
but it was fun.
You sent me something.
Shout out to the American Scouser and all the supporters branches over there in the US, and I want to say a big good luck to the 24-hour podathon. Never heard of that before, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of people tuning in. I'll be one of them as well, and it's given me a little idea there as well. So maybe I can copy off you and maybe bring it to some of the podcasts I've been on myself. So it's a brilliant idea, great initiative, and thanks for all your support for the 23 Foundation.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
That is very, very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. All right, bud. That's it. I think that's great show as always, bro. It's first one. I mean, I'll get better and so forth with conversation, but it's been fantastic talking to you and getting to know a little bit more about you and the channel and what you guys have been up to and helping you get over that 1K subscribers, and then you can just keep moving on up now. You can tell the boys with your crew and says, hey, we got the 1K. Let's just keep going. Next was 15. And you're always welcome in this channel. You're always welcome on board. Tomorrow night we got the Friday Night Lime, so come on in. Anyone on your team want to jump in, tell them come on. That night is usually be a crazy one for us. That's usually a 4 or 5 hour show. Which we used to do that weekly, and I was like, no, I can't do this weekly. There's no chance. I was like, there's no chance I can do this weekly. I can't. And that's 4 or 5 hours. Trust me. I was like, no, we got to do this 3 times a month. once a month on the third Friday of the month is the max that we could. Oh man, I was tired.
Yeah, it's a commitment, man. Well, just imagine 24.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That's 4. Oh my days. 6 more times that 4 hours. I don't even know what I would get into the conversations to keep it going. Can't always be about football. It got to be changed up to something else.
Yeah, it went all over the place, and that's why it's cool to get different people, because then you talk about their things and stuff like that. We had a couple of supporter clubs join in. You get to talk about their stuff. A couple of the pubs actually of the supporter clubs sponsored an hour, so we had a couple of those guys hop on and talk about that, like why they became a Liverpool pub and stuff like that. So yeah, it was definitely cool. But hey, man, I appreciate you helping out, getting the word out. I appreciate you having us, rolling the dice on having us as the first episode. But yeah, definitely we'll be tuning in for others. And yeah, we'll try to jump on those Fridays as much as possible.
Yeah, our pleasure, man. People, American Scouser TV, make sure you head on there, support, hit the notification bell, support the lads on all the shows that they have coming. Make sure you hit the likes, because the likes help them get further out into the algorithm with YouTube. Me and Tamishin was talking about that earlier because you didn't understand how that really works. YouTube's a weird place when it comes to likes and views and to getting your content out there. But love to the Beijing Red supporters, man. You guys come through. Dale, appreciate that, helping pushing it over the line. Yeah, stay tuned. Tomorrow we've got 2 streams tomorrow for you guys. We've got one at noon Eastern time, all-time Prem 11, myself, Flawless, and hopefully someone else will be there. And then 6:30 tomorrow evening, Friday Night Live. Come on through. Any parting words, bro? Tell everyone where they can find you, and then on your socials, and then we'll push out.
Sure, yeah. AmericanScouser.com is the website. Right on top, actually, is all the socials for Facebook, Instagram. American Scouser blog is on Instagram. American Scouser is on the Facebook page, so you can head on over there. We post all the links there. We actually stream live right into our Facebook page as well. But obviously, you know, for that algorithm, we prefer everybody like come over to YouTube and give us a thumbs up and stuff like that, so more eyes see it. But yeah, American Scouser on YouTube, American Scouser TV. Like I say, almost every day there's some content to watch. And if you are watching this and you're in the US and or if you're over there and would love to get involved, just send us a message. The more, the merrier. It's all volunteer, it's all people. As long as you love the club and you can get along with us, you're all welcome. So I appreciate you again, man. Thanks a lot. Big up to you guys for all you guys do. It's channels like you guys, man, that support others that really makes this like a awesome community to be a part of. So it's all awesome.
Now, our pleasure, man. 100% our pleasure. People, that's it for us. First episode. That's a wrap. Spotlight series, Liverpool content creators with American Scouts TV. We will see y'all soon. We out. Peace.